So today we're going to be going over MLA format. So we're going to briefly touch on some of the guidelines for your entire paper, and then we're going to take a little bit of a closer look at that very first page and how to format that in MLA style. So let's touch on the guidelines first. So make sure that you're typing your paper on a computer. You want to print it out on standard white 8.5 by 11-inch paper. Make sure that your text is double spaced, that you're using legible font. I like to use Times New Roman, but whatever font you choose, make sure that the regular and italics type styles are different. So make sure that you can tell a difference between those two. Now you want to make sure that your font size is 12 point. Leave only one space after periods or other punctuation marks, and set the margins of your document to 1 inch on all sides. Next, you want to make sure that your paragraphs are indented 1/2 inch from the left margin. It would be best to use the tab key instead of pushing the spacebar 5 times. Also, create a header that numbers all pages consecutively. Your page numbers should be in the upper right-hand corner, 1/2 inch from the top, and even with the right margin. You want to make sure that you're using italics throughout your essay only for titles of longer works and when absolutely necessary to provide emphasis. If you have any endnotes, include them on a separate page before your works cited page and title the section Notes. Those should be centered and unformatted. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at our very first page. So the first thing that you want to do is in the upper left-hand corner of your first page, you should have your name. My name's Christian. Your teacher, instructor's name. So my instructor is named Professor McGarvey. And you want to make sure that you also have the course title. So my course is GED 400. And you want to make sure you have the date. The next thing is your title. And your title should be centered. And it should not be in italics or in quotation marks. It should just be in normal font. So we're going to call this paper Technology in Schools. Now, as I said before, you want to make sure that your margins are 1 inch on all sides, which I did before. And then you want to make sure, of course, that you have 12-point font and legible. And like I said before, I like to use Times New Roman. Next, you want to make sure that your text is all double-spaced. And of course, your paper, indent the first paragraph, and you can start writing. Start writing paper here. Now we want to make sure that we add a header to our paper. So make sure that it is right aligned, and you need to have your last name and the page number. When you put the page number in, this page number will be consecutive for every single page. So the first page will have the number 1, the second page will have the number 2, and so on. Now you can see that we have a perfect MLA style front page. So we will continue with the other guidelines on later videos.